Oh. Today's story is going to be about me completing the build on this Winspace SLC3. Specifically, today I'm going to talk about how much it cost and how much it weighed after I tell you what the components are on it and just a few minor challenges when I built it. But I'm going to go over the components top to bottom, front to back. So to start off with, we have your standard Ultegra 8100 Grupo. I'm going to do a separate video on it with a Silica bar tape. This is just luxurious. Interestingly enough, though, it weighs about 90 grams. So it's way heavier than your average bar tape. I did a previous video on a Yoleo stem. That's gone. It was too long. So I got a Toseek one off of AliExpress. It weighs about 143 grams. Pretty good. The world's most expensive spacer, but we'll do another video on that. Everything else as far as headset spacers are stock. There's a video on the compression plug. The wheels are the Yoleo Pro whatever, and there's a video on that. Tires are sort of your standard Conti 5000 GP 30 mils. Of course, I put in TPU tubes. 160 mil rotor front. WTB Silverado carbon saddle. The stock seat post. Ultegra cranks. A 4II single-sided power meter. My trusty dusty 10-year-old Speedplay pedals. For gearing, it's strong fat man gearing, so that's a 5236 with an 1134 in the back. Interestingly enough, for the build video, I did not use the Winspace special hanger for Shimano. I used the stock one. The one they give you that replaces the derailleur's knuckle is really, really flimsy, and it affects your shifting. A 140 mil rotor in the back. Once again, the Conti GP 5030s. I'd be remiss not to tell you that the bars are Easton EC 100s, I believe. They weigh a pretty shocking 190 grams for a 44 mil wide. And also to let you know, I've left a little extra cable here and not gone completely internal just because I'm still sorting out what my final bar configuration will be. The only issue I had during installation was trying to get the brake hose up through the fork and around this radius and into the steer tube area. I tried putting this through. It won't make the radius. It's really tight in there to transition from the hole in the fork tube to go into the leg. So what I ended up having to do was mess up the pre-bleed. I put a rim brake cable down through, stuck it in to the end of the hose a fair bit, and then ended up pushing the hose as much as I could, then manipulating this cable from the outside to kind of move this so it would get around the radius. Anyways, not enjoyable. This was exactly no big deal with the Park IR 1.3, which has the new attachment in it for the Ultegra 8100 and the new generation of Di2 wires. Went pretty smooth. One other trick I'll point out to you here is this is a seat post collar with the top part of it which catches on the frame ground out, and I'm using this as a temporary clamp as I don't want to bother with the stem tonight. I want to go drinking beer. The whole thing, which you're seeing in this video, cost me $7,900 Canadian, which is 5,700 Freedom bucks. But I'll point out that I really went over the top with the bottom bracket. There's a power meter on it, and I spent a little extra money making my own custom compression plug rather than using the stock one. If you're being a little bit more frugal about your build, and you put on some aluminum bars, got yourself a chromoly saddle, used the stock compression plug, and of course used a Dura-Ace bottom bracket and skipped the power meter for now, it'd be a more reasonable 6,000 Canadian or 4,400 Freedom dollars before any tariffs or anything. Let's see if I can pull this off without killing anyone. Oh, that's real heavy. So I'm just going to pause it in front of the camera. It'll shake a little bit, but there you go. The thing most people don't really realize, though, is there's almost 2 pounds of crap that I've taken off this bike. Bottle cages, Garmin Varias, pumps, to get to the industry weigh-in. Let's think how we could make this bike lighter economically. Given that I've already got a good set of wheels, I don't think buying carbon spoked wheels is a good idea. It can be seen here as it's basically 20 Canadian dollars per gram you lose. It would have been an extra $2,000 to get a Dura-Ace group right off the bat. Really not worth it. Once again, quite high. I've got a set of already lightweight carbon bars and a decent stem, so going to a one-piece set of bars isn't going to save you a lot. I think when you go here and down, this is where you should start thinking about it. Maybe a Dura-Ace cassette, which is still quite expensive. You could get a fancy lightweight seat post, but boy, you know, at my size, that's a little scary. Might be more efficient to go with some sort of fancy carbon crank. Maybe one of those Cybre or THM or something like that. That'd drop a significant amount of weight. Of course, you could get some ultralight saddle or lightweight bar tape, and that's your most efficient way to drop weight per bucks, but those are comfort items, and I personally wouldn't be interested in that. Don't think I don't care about you. Now I got to put all this crap back on the bike. But essentially, for 6,700 Canadian dollars, I've got myself a 15-pound bike. There'll be 2 more videos in this series. One of them is going to be my final review on this, and that means I have to put all that stuff back on and go riding on it tomorrow. That may take a while, given my progress so far. But also, I'm going to do a little bit of a video on whether or not you should get into building up these Chinese high-quality frames. So with that, like, subscribe, put a comment down below if you have anything to ask me, and most importantly, until next time, ride hard.